All right. So I was watching this video by Mike Andes, and he was just basically talking about how he wanted to quit entrepreneurship and how it was getting really hard for him. But the reason why he was talking like it's hard for him is because he had to fire his one of his favorite employees this month. And the reason why he had to fire that employee is because he wasn't putting in the amount of work that was necessary for the job with the amount of pay he was getting. And he wasn't doing the job correctly, so he had to fire him. And it took a lot out of him to fire that employee because everybody liked that person. He liked that person. He was a good guy, and he knew that they were friends. Okay, so for him to have to fire him, he was dreading it all week, right? And after he fired that employee, he was hurt, and other people was like, "Okay, why you firing him? Okay, I'm gonna leave too." And he had a whole bunch of people leave. He has three. He owns three locations. He has 85 franchise locations, and a couple people leaving on the macro isn't that big of a deal, but on the micro, it's a big deal because of the culture, community, morale, as you can call it. The people that's in the business, the people that's working that day to day in the business, they want to see the same people every day, and that goes with a lot of things. You wanna be around people you like. You don't want to be around people you don't like. So the more you get rid of people, the more people leave, the worse the culture get. The more you gotta pay people to keep them around, and the more you gotta hire, and the more you gotta figure out the turnover rates. Okay, but that's more of a macro scale when you get to a certain level in business. Most of you guys that's watching this is on a micro scale. That's a small business owner with an online presence, or not even an online presence, just gaining an online presence, or you got one location. If you do, that's great. A lot of y'all are smaller communities. And what I would say to y'all is, he was just talking about how when you get bigger, well, he has like almost 100 locations now. He said when you get bigger, the problems just become bigger. It's the same problems from the start, they just grow to a bigger scale. So most people think when they problem is impacting people when they're small, and then when they get known, their problem is gonna be they got competitors like Nike or Apple or Prada or Gucci, right? But that's really not how it goes. When you start off, your problem is you not being able to impact the amount of people or put your product in front of the eyes of the people that you want them to be in front of the eyes of. You can't get that many impressions because of your lack of capital, your lack of resources. When you get to a grand scale, the problem is still going to be lack of capital, lack of impressions, lack of people that you can put your product in front of the eyes of. Because of the competition, it just gets bigger. And that's why you see companies like Apple and Google and stuff going into $30 billion in debt, even though they have the capital to give $30 billion, because they'd rather spend money than spend more money on top of that to reach the people that they need to reach. Okay, but that's a really over the top grand scheme of things. But you can see the point. The bigger you get, the same problems get bigger, and you gotta create systems and solutions to make them problems get smaller, so you can grow your business to the next level. To go from 1 million to 5 million, as a mentor of mine told me, you got to learn how to relinquish control and scale. But to go to 0 to 1 or 0 to 100,000, you got to realize you're going to spend your life points for money. You're going to spend all the time that you're using right now to gain or grow to that level. You're going to be spending all your time putting in the manpower, putting in the hours, because you're the only one doing it. And if you got a small team or you got a business partner, that's good for you because you have the ability to be able to upfront that work. You got the ability to be able to have 2 times the effort putting out rather than that person that's starting that small business, the same as yours. If two people working on the same project, then the other person, the two people are always going to win. If they both put in the same amount of hours, they're always going to beat this one person. Why? Because two people are always better than one. Two heads is better than one. Unless them two people just don't work at all, they might lose. But in the grand scheme of things, two people are always better than one. So if you got two people doing one thing and only got one person doing one thing, that two people might do better in the business category than the other person. Because they can put out more upfront labor. They can use more life points with half the time because it's two of them. Okay? So what that means for you is when you first starting off and them problems and you going through that loneliness of starting your business, What you need to do is you need to front load as much effort as you can. I'm talking about 17-hour days, nights where you don't go to sleep. I'm talking about you got to go 120. But the reason why you have to do that is because people are trying to beat you. Entrepreneurship is a scary environment. It's a competitive environment. People are trying to win. Okay? The same people that you're reaching out to through the Instagram DMs and cold calling, depending on if you've got a service business or not, the same people you're reaching out to, imagine how many people reached out to them before you did. Exactly. That means you got to make your reach out more unique than now all the other people that did reach out to them before. And the more they scale, the more people reached out to them. So imagine how many people reached out to Beyonce for a brand deal or something like that. Exactly. How many people are paying them a whole lot of money to do that? Okay, exactly. So the more followers they get, the more people know them, the bigger you get and the bigger they get, the more upfront you gotta be with your approach. So since you're so small, you don't have that much to offer except money. And most of y'all don't have the money to offer them. So you give out free things or free courses or, certain stuff like that. You feel me? But if people are in a community where they enjoy what you're doing and they enjoy what you're putting out and they're like, okay, ooh, I'm rocking that message. A lot of people will do it for free if you can impact the people correctly, if you can put it in front of the right eyes. Know your person, know the person that you're reaching out to, know the person that is your ideal customer, and go 130% at them people. When you first start off, you need to be reaching out to 500 people a day, 2,000 people a day, because 2 million is 2,000 people out of 2 million is nothing. Because there's so many people in the world. If you find a problem that you're running into the same people, texting the same people, just imagine how many times you've seen a Nike ad or a Popeye's chicken ad. How many times have you seen that ad? A whole lot, right? Or a Sheen ad when you on YouTube, Geico. How many times have you seen it? You just start skipping it now, but you still see it. And one day you probably going to click on it and be like, oh, I need this now, right? Okay. It's the same thing. Maybe you don't want to get that annoyed in the DMs. Text once. If they don't text back, reach out to them through a different method just in case they didn't see it. But if they seen it and they just decided not to say nothing, then okay, move on. But you should always be moving on. Text them, boom, move on. Text them, boom, move on. Because if you text them and then wait, I know a lot of people texting 1 to 5 people a week thinking that they're going to grow their brand or they're going to grow their business, or cold calling 10 people a week thinking they're going to grow their business. And all them 10 people say no for like 10 weeks straight and they give up. Alex Ramosi was talking about the rule of 100. If you do something 100 times daily, you will get customers, you will get sales. If you reach out to 100 people every day for 90 days, you will have one person that says yes. It is guaranteed. Because it's no way, unless you're just horrible at sales, there's no way one person not going to. If one person don't rock with your product through all of them people, it's not them. It's your product. It's your marketing. You got a business problem. You don't have any other problem. You got a business problem. So you got to work that out with yourself. And a lot of people say, they come into this entrepreneurial space, they come into this business space, and they say, it's all about me. I'm going to do me because it's my brand, or it's my business, or it's my service. It's going to be how I like it because I'm the person that's putting all the risk up front. I'm going to start off with this. Most of the time, all the time, the market determines your value. It's not about you. And I'm just starting out, and I realized this because of my mentors that have been coaching me and telling me, like, hey, that's, it's always the market. The market will determine your value. You go 130% at it, and you will see results. If you don't, you won't see results. Because so many people are trying to do it, the market is so busy. It's so much noise. There's so much noise in the market. People are paying billions of dollars to get in front of your eyes. Why would somebody pay billions of dollars to get in front of your eyes? Because you're valuable. There's so much noise in the world that you got to push past the noise. And it's hard to push past the noise if you're doing the same thing everybody else doing. So for my clothing brand owners out there, I'll put it like this. Say if God is dope or World and Vision, you probably know one of those if you're a clothing brand owner. Say God is dope or World and Vision is doing the exact same thing as the 200 follower clothing brand that just came out. Which one do you think are going to get the more results? God is dope and World and Vision. Why? Because they just been doing it for longer. The more you do it, the more results you get. You do it for a few days and you realize ain't nobody reaching out to you or nothing, you won't be getting results. It was this one podcast I watched. It was just earlier today by World and Vision. They was on a podcast with this girl. I forgot her brand name, but it was like Pretty Pink. It wasn't Pretty Pink. It was something like that. It was pink and it was a girly brand. Y'all can go see it on their channel. Check out World and Vision. Click on the video they just uploaded and y'all see what I'm talking about. But halfway through the podcast, she said, they asked her, how much marketing are you doing? She was like, well, I went one day, like 1 to 2 days over a weekend, just reaching out to a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot of them didn't get back to me, but, some people did get back to me. I'm sending out shirts and doing it like that. 2 days. And they got on the World and Vision podcast. And they've been doing it for 2 days. It ain't about what you know, it is about who you know, okay? That I applaud her. I'm not bashing her in no way. I applaud her. I enjoy it. I would love to reach out to her one day, get a collab set up. But what I'm saying is, the reason why I gave that example is if she only doing it for 2 days, imagine what you can do in 90. If you're doing the same thing she did in 2 days, bro, every day. You will out compete her every time. Just because you're willing to put in that more effort. She more focused on getting a whole bunch of products in. When products do matter, she more focused on getting a whole bunch of products in when don't nobody see the products that she got in. Not necessarily saying that nobody see her products, but I'm trying to paint a picture for you. If somebody else is focused on products, getting a whole bunch of inventory in, and they stuck getting inventory, and they not marketing, and all you do is marketing, you're gonna win. If all you do is reach out and market to influence, say, hey, I'll send you this on this day. Hey, I'll send you this on this day. Hey, I'll send you this on this day. Every single day. And then you let the packages come in. You spend less time. You order up front. Boom. Give it to the screen printer. Don't worry about it. Spend most of your time here. You will win. Because what they're doing is, the people that's focused on the products, they sitting there, okay, I'm going to wait these 8 days. Because, I was just talking to the manufacturer. I'm going to wait these 8 days to get my products in. You know what I'm saying? They go to work. You know what I'm saying? They come home from work. They go to sleep. Oh, 7 days to my product come in. 7 days to the products come in. We about to have the whole thing looking good. Okay, 2 days before the product, they did the same thing since the 8th day. They came home from work, went to sleep. 2 days, come home. Okay, I'm going to order some more just in case I don't like these. Okay? Then, the whole time go by. They ain't do no marketing that whole time. And then at the end of the 8 days, they decided, okay, I got to go to the screen printer. The screen printer said they're going to take 3 to 5 days to screen print this. Okay, let me give it to them. Okay, the screen printer come tomorrow. Let me call up some people and tell them that, my stuff coming in tomorrow. I'm going to send them out something so that, you know what I'm saying, they can put it on so I can market it, right? It's been 11 to 15 days in between that whole time. Imagine if they just got the products in and they marketed it the whole way through. All 13 days. They marketed the whole way through. That's it. They just 100% marketing through all the screen printer. Didn't do all the 100% marketing, right? Who would win out of all them people? The person that spend more time marketing, because it's about the product. But if you know you got a good product and you spend all this time working on your product, market it. Stop dwelling on the product, because at the end of the day, if nobody see it, the product don't matter. You may have the most amazing product, but if you don't know how to market the product, you can't scale the business that you want to scale. Start with marketing, And I went through this myself with my first brand. I started with fronting up the load to get clothes. Then I got the screen printer. I wasn't doing no marketing because I had to go to work and do other things like that. Excuses, you know. I just wasn't pushing the house was a push it. And I didn't get to where I wanted to get to. Why? Now I know it's because I spent all my time with the product and didn't spend no time with the business, with the marketing, with the stuff that's gonna guarantee the impact that we want. Okay? Thank y'all for watching this video. Peace out. See you in the next one.